Necromunda Book of the Outcasts is an essential buy for any Necromunda player. Let's check it out. Book of the Outcast is the fourth book in Necromunda's Book of series, following up Book of Peril, Book of Ruin, and Book of Judgment. Like those previous books, it follows a format of having a new plastic kit, some new campaign types and special rules, and sort of wrapping those all together. Games Workshop has gotten back to their Book of series after finishing up their House of series with House of Shadows. After covering all 6 clan houses, they're now moving back into their campaign type books. So the new Book of the Outcast contains rules for the new Outcast gangs in the new models. Also contains rules for new terrain, including the gang stronghold and the Underhive marketplace that's being released at the same time. It also contains expanded Wyrd powers, going from 6 in the game to over 30 total now. The included new Outlanders campaign is really exciting. It has your gang fighting on the fringes of civilization in the Hive, collecting and scavenging for resources. It has almost kind of an RTS strategy feel as you build up different components of your base and give your gang more resources. I'm really excited to dig in with that in the future. The best part about the book is it includes the full trading post and weapons reference for campaign play. This is really great as there wasn't really a way to get this as the book had been discontinued, and it's really good to have that in print again, so definitely an essential resource. So the great thing about the new Outcast models is that they can be used universally as Hive scum for anyone, and they also work really well as Hive scum form the core of an Outcast gang. Something really neat about the Outcast models versus other recent Games Workshop releases is they bring back the full modularity. All of their arms are flat socket, all of their heads are ball and joint socket, so you can mix and match, switch them, mix them with other kits. I know some models, especially some Necromunda models, are fairly static, and these ones do have static bodies, but the options in weapons are really amazing. The Outcast gang is really interesting. It's basically a converter theme follower's paradise, and a very sandbox of rules versus really anything that Games Workshop has done recently. Essentially, you can pick any model that is, any Necromunda model that's released that has a profile, call them your leader, they get the leader rule, and they then have gone down into the Hive and brought their gang of ruffians and scum. And so then you can, I mean, the possibilities are practically limitless. I could see taking a sub-Nautican from the Nautican siphoning delegation and giving him a harpoon launcher and making him the captain of a sump vessel full of Hive scum. You could take an iron automata and have a bunch of humans that worship this malign intelligence robot. I mean, there's so many different ways you could go. It's really exciting. It's really hard to compare the Outcast gang to any other of the gangs in Necromunda because they are so freeform. You could do almost anything. They could probably make a close combat gang. They could make a shooty gang. The big thing I think is that they're going to be focused on having numbers, but that's not even true because if you choose some big 500 credit leader, then you won't even have the numbers. So there's hard to make any definitive calls except that if someone's using an Outcast gang, it's probably going to be really neat. If you do play against an Outcast gang, the really way to know what they're going to be doing is just looking at their leader, because the leader is the unifying personality behind the gang, and they're going to be the biggest component, because besides the leader, everybody's just scum. A pretty wacky gang leader would be the Servant of the Silent Ones in the House of Shadows. Check out a review of that book over here. This is Christopher Bowles. Later.